What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video here. So I want to talk about some development regarding the Middle East and Trump's rhetoric on some of the statements he's made over the last few days, which are extremely interesting or concerning based on who you're talking to here. So Trump threatening Hamas as well as the Middle East. I'm going to read you a statement that he put out on Truth Social, which is pretty interesting. Everybody is talking about the hostage who are being held so violently, inhumanely, and against the will of the entire world in the Middle East, but it's all talk and no action. Please let this truth serve to represent that if the hostages are not released prior to January 20th, 2025, the date that I proudly assume office as President of the United States, there will be, and get ready for this, guys, in all caps, all hell to pay in the Middle East. And for those in charge who perpetrated those atrocities against humanity, those responsible will be hit harder than anybody has been hit in the long and storied history of the United States. Release the hostages now. Okay, guys, just so you know, we've dropped nuclear bombs before, so that's interesting to say that. And you know what? Listen, a lot of it's probably just rhetoric, but it's certainly not de-escalatory. Which the idea that he's going to end wars immediately, based on that rhetoric, that's not what he's saying at all. He's saying if you don't listen and release the hostages, we're going to war. I mean, hopefully he's able to get a deal done and release the hostages, and it could be a negotiating tactic, which is totally possible. But let's be honest. I mean, the Gaza Strip has been destroyed for the most part, guys. Are they really going to listen to a Trump threat? I don't know, but it's interesting rhetoric here. And the question is going to be also, what does he mean by there's going to be hell to pay? And he said in the Middle East, guys. Let's be honest. He did not say Hamas too, which is also a key point to make. He didn't say all hell to Hamas. He said all hell in the Middle East. What does that mean? Does that mean Iran? And it was also a report that came out from Reuters today that possibly the U.S. in the Trump administration would be far more open to letting Israel strike Iran and their nuclear facilities, especially because Hezbollah has been decimated. So I think it's only a matter of time that we see Israel take another shot at Iran or Iran take another shot at Israel, vice versa, which we've talked about in the past. Meanwhile, we're seeing the rebels continuing to advance in Syria. It's super interesting. And again, a lot of Trump's national security picks, guys, are not exactly these dovish anti-war guys. Mike Waltz for National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. Again, a lot of significant qualification for the position, especially Rubio, intense foreign policy experience. But in terms of ideology, it's not exactly so cut and dry that, oh, they're going to be doves like a lot of the libertarians and the isolationists on the right wing have. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, guys. And especially also this comes as the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu's wife, was actually dining with Trump at Mar-a-Lago recently, which is something that's of note and pretty interesting. So again, Trump amping up the rhetoric in the Middle East could be a negotiation tactic. And guys, let's be honest and let's be fair here. Trump in the past has used a lot of brash rhetoric, especially when it comes to North Korea. I mean, guys, do you remember when he was saying, oh, yeah, I got a big button too, Kim? What? So he was basically threatening nuclear annihilation. Now he's like friends with Kim, it seems. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not as you can't take it as seriously. If Joe Biden, for example, said a comment like that, it would be way more like, oh, this is okay, because it's just not in their characters. This is how Trump operates. It's the art of the deal in a sense. It's his business getting involved here. It's his business acumen getting involved, which you got to be fair and say that's what's happening. But who knows? Maybe they call their bluff. Maybe they call his bluff. What if a country like Iran's like, oh, Trump is threatening all hell to pay in the Middle East? Maybe we got to be ready for this and take a couple of shots at a U.S. base. I mean, it's concerning. It's concerning on that front. There's no question about it. But again, it could be a negotiation tactic. I think it's more likely that we see Israel attack Iran and get really more involved. But I mean, if Israel goes to war with Iran, guys, I got news for people. So are we. The idea that we're not going to be backing Israel 100% through this is a fallacy. It's ridiculous. Guys, even in the defense of Israel, when Iran was shooting hundreds of missiles in their last operation, True Promise 2, it was called, I believe, their operation, we were shooting out hundreds of missiles. And for all the people who criticize or the U.S. intervention in Ukraine or the U.S. support of Ukraine, we have never, as far as I'm aware, we have never shot down any incoming missiles from Russian territory to Ukraine. I don't believe that's ever happened. So we are far more involved with Israel than we are with Ukraine. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. But again, it's going to be an interesting few months. I don't know if I would expect anything too big before the inauguration, but who knows? Maybe it all depends on the other regional factors as well. Does Iran get involved? And then we're also hearing reports today that the Iranians might send troops to Syria in order to defend the regime. So that'll be super interesting too. And again, guys, HTS, the U.S. statement on the current situation in Syria is basically okay. HTS is a branch of Al Qaeda. We don't support them, but there's a lot of speculation that the U.S. is supporting this group just to cause regional dysfunction and damage Iran and Iranian presence. Who knows? That's you're going to hear that from a lot of different areas. But as I'm saying this, guys, the Syrian rebels continue to advance. They're actually at the city of Hama now, and then after that, after they take that city, then it's Homs, which is a major city, and really the last major city before Damascus. So this is a huge and developing situation. But again, Trump's rhetoric continuing to amp up, guys, on the Middle East front. Is it just being brash, or is he being serious? I'm curious what you guys. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe. A lot of the viewers, guys, who are returning viewers, are not subscribed. So if you guys have liked this video, please subscribe and comment too. It's just good for the algorithm. And yeah, I'll keep it coming. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Any more news, I'll get to you. All right, I'll see you guys later.